Clara's Midnight Express, a Gothic encounter. Clara is a tall, curvaceous blonde with piercing blue eyes. Her signature look includes a low-cut black silk blouse that highlights her elegant décolleté, paired with a fitted crimson skirt that hugs her hourglass figure. A velvet choker with a ruby centerpiece rests delicately on her neck, adding a touch of vintage allure. She always wears high heels, accentuating her confident stride. Her long, golden waves cascade over her shoulders, catching the dim, flickering light of the train. Neera, the ticket inspector, is a striking figure. She has jet black hair styled in a severe bob, with sharp bangs framing her pale, angular face. Her eyes are an unsettling shade of red, glowing faintly under the cabin's dim lighting. She wears a fitted, dark uniform, its high collar adorned with a blood-red brooch. Her lips are painted a deep crimson, and her demeanor is both commanding and seductive. Her voice carries a hypnotic, velvety tone that lingers in the air. The train station is shrouded in a dense fog, the ancient stone platform illuminated by weak gas lamps. The cold night air carries a faint scent of damp earth and coal smoke. Clara's cabin, furnished with dark wood and crimson velvet curtains, feels both luxurious and oppressive under the flickering light of a single antique lamp. Clara reclines on the plush seat, her silk blouse subtly reflecting the dim glow. The train's whistle pierces the night, signaling their departure. As the rhythmic clatter of wheels against the track lulls her into a relaxed state, a knock at her door breaks the quiet. Neera steps in, her figure framed by the narrow cabin doorway. "Ticket, please," she says, her tone polite yet commanding. Clara hands over her ticket, her piercing blue eyes meeting Neera's unsettling red gaze. The train speeds through the dark Transylvanian forests, the moonlight filtering through skeletal branches. The shadows cast by the trees dance across the cabin walls, creating a haunting atmosphere. Clara encounters Neera, a seductive ticket inspector with a dark connection to a legendary count. Clara sits upright now, her crimson skirt slightly wrinkled from the movement. Neera, still standing, slides the ticket into her pocket. "You travel alone, Miss Clara?" she asks, her voice dripping with curiosity. Clara nods, sensing an unusual weight in Neera's presence. The inspector steps closer, her pale hand brushing against the wooden wall as she leans in. "This route is infamous for its legends," Neera whispers. Clara feels a shiver, her ruby choker almost pulsing against her skin. The train now moves into a long, dimly lit tunnel. The once flickering light in Clara's cabin dims to near darkness. The hum of the train amplifies, its echoing sound like a distant wail. Neera takes a seat across from Clara. Her crimson lips curl into a smile, revealing unnervingly sharp canines. "You've heard of the Count, haven't you?" she asks. Clara's breath catches, her fingers instinctively tightening around her ruby choker. As Neera speaks, her red eyes seem to glow brighter. "He had many lovers. I was one of his favorites." Her tone is intimate, almost seductive. The train exits the tunnel, light briefly flooding the cabin, illuminating Neera's inhuman features. The train slows as it crosses an ancient stone bridge, the sound of rushing water faintly audible beneath them. The cabin's light flickers again, casting Neera's shadow long and distorted against the walls. Clara, now visibly tense, stands to distance herself. Her heels click against the wooden floor as she moves toward the window. Neera rises smoothly, her movements predatory. "There's no need to fear me," she purrs, her velvety voice wrapping around Clara. Clara's silk blouse clings to her form in the humid air of the cabin. Neera approaches, her pale fingers reaching out to trace the ruby on Clara's choker. "This suits you," Neera murmurs. "A gift, perhaps, from another admirer?" Clara steps back, her blue eyes flashing with defiance. The train approaches a secluded mountain station where dawn begins to break. The horizon glows faintly, promising safety beyond the darkness. The air inside the cabin feels heavier, as if Neera's presence absorbs the light. Clara, desperate, seizes the moment. "You should leave before daylight," she says, her voice steady despite her pounding heart. Neera's smile fades, replaced by a solemn expression. "You're right, but this isn't over," she replies, her voice softer now, almost regretful. As the train screeches to a halt, Nira steps back into the corridor. "Until we meet again, Clara," she says, disappearing into the shadows. Clara exhales, clutching her choker as the first rays of sunlight bathe the cabin, dispelling the lingering darkness.